Hello, sculpture friends. Today we're going to be really diving into the function versus form teacups. And we're going to talk about what that actually means. So today, we're going to talk about, well, what is form? So the dictionary definition is the overall form taken by a work. Its physical nature, or within a work of art, it can refer to the element of shape among various elements that make up work. Okay, now let's break that down. So form, when we're talking about it in a physical sense, we're going to be talking about how does the line of the shape, how does it lead us around the entire object? What are we talking about, the actual physical space, the volume it's taking up? What is not necessarily the shape, but how do we expand on that shape? Or it can refer to a work of art, refer to the element of shape like we just talked about, and elements that make up that work. So what other things go into it? How does it move, the rhythm, the shape, the space it takes up? So form is this really lovely combination of all these different things. So in this project, we're going to be looking at versus what's a cup versus a vessel. So we typically think of a cup as a small bowl-shaped container for drinking from. Usually it has a handle, but it doesn't always have to. Versus a vessel, refer to any piece of art in the form of a bowl, container, pitchers, pots, and going forward. So the difference between a vessel and a cup is that a cup is going to be much more functional. It has a purpose that is meant to be used over and over again. Versus a vessel is essentially the same thing as a cup, but it takes forward and it's the piece of art. And it references this idea of form. So how can we take something functional, which is a cup, and make it into a vessel, a beautiful form, and abstract the cup into something sculptural? So we're going to be looking at the work by Gary Erickson. He explores this idea of a vessel and taking something that would be able to hold liquid or an object and making it into this beautiful sense of form. So in his first one, he takes a functional teacup, or teapot, my bad. And typically, the function of a teacup or a teapot is going to be to hold and steam liquid. But in this one, although we can hold liquid, we can't steam it or necessarily use it for what it was originally intended. Instead, he takes this idea of a teapot and sculpts it into this beautiful form. He also plays with this idea of texture and balance and rhythm in where the dots are and where the texture is coming up off of the teapot. Same with this one. It had originally a purpose that was going to be functional. But now he's created and taken this functional object like a cup and turned it into a vessel, a form of art that references a teapot, a pitcher, a cup. But it has this idea, these elements and principles that lead the creation. Or for example, this one. It's almost like a cup that's been tilted on its side, but then the cup has been expanded and twisted. So we see that it has openings on either end, so instead it doesn't become functional. This vessel now can hold liquid on the bottom rather than on the sides. And then he has this really nice play of texture, of form, of volume, of this object really expanding and taking up the space it's working with. So as you go forward, today you're going to be sketching some cups. And you're going to be thinking about, okay, how can I make this item, this simple functional ware, into something that may be a little dysfunctional? It's not going to be intended for its purpose anymore. But how can we still reference the ideas of the functional ware, the cup, into our new vessel?